All right, welcome to day 2 of the Forging Elite Fathers Quick Start course. I'm Kevin Torres, host of the Dad Bod WOD Podcast, and I'm super excited that you're here. If somehow you've missed day 1, I would recommend finding it down in the link below, starting with that. And if you haven't already downloaded my top 10 go-to workouts, you can find it at dadbodwod.net. All right, so let's jump in. All right. So how did yesterday go for you? Were you able to squeeze in a quick workout? Were you able to do workout number 1? Were you able to do 10 rounds of 10 push-ups, 10 squats, and 10 crunches? If so, congratulations. That's huge. I'm super proud of you. All right, if you did complete yesterday's workout, congratulations. That's huge. You're one step closer to becoming fitter, healthier, being a more present dad, being the father your family needs and the one you always wanted to be. I'm super proud of you, and I'm so excited that you're back for day 2. All right, so let's jump right in. Today we're going to be tackling one of the most complicated pillars in all of this fitness journey. It's nutrition, right? Diet. Have you ever heard the phrase, abs are made in the kitchen? I have. If you haven't, and it's new to you, well, good for you, because I hate that phrase. In fact, I want to punch anybody in the face who ever says that phrase to me, like, oh, you can work out all you want, but abs are made in the kitchen. I hate that phrase so much. And the reason why I hate that phrase so much is because, well, it's true. And it's one of the most frustrating truths in all of this health and fitness journey, because no matter how hard you work out, you're just never going to see the sort of like body composition that you want if your diet is complete garbage. All right. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, though, that this is going to be an overhaul of your diet, that we're going to go into your cupboard and throw everything out, and that you're going to, start eating fruits and vegetables only, and you're going to intermittent fast, and you're only going to eat for, 8 hours a day, or you're going to time your carbs, or you're not going to eat carbs at all, or you're never going to drink a beer again, you're going to throw out all the sugar, you're never going to have an M&M. Like, I'm not going to say any of that stuff, because that stuff is crazy. It's garbage. And it's really, frankly, for people who are another extreme, right? If you're a IFB pro bodybuilder, or, aspiring bodybuilder, and you want to be on stage like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those other dudes, one, that's incredible and incredibly, aspirational. And I wish you all the best of luck. And it takes a lot of work and dedication, and I'm not downplaying that at all. I, in fact, admire those people. That's not for me. I doubt that's for you. And if that's what you want to do and just eat chicken breast and cottage cheese and do all that stuff so you can achieve a certain look, you're not going to be able to maintain that look and sustain that look for the long haul, right? So my job is to teach you how to make this lifestyle sustainable over your whole life. All right, so while we agree that we're not sitting here and we're not gonna, talk about just eating, boiled chicken and broccoli for the rest of our life, we are here probably because we want to get into better shape. We probably have some weight to lose, or maybe a lot of weight to lose, and that's totally okay, and you're in the right place. So are you going to have to make some choices? Are you going to have to limit some of the things that you do eat in order to see the results that you want? Yeah, we are going to have to limit some of the things that we eat. We're going to have to, cut some calories a little bit and just be a little bit more mindful of what we eat. Does that mean we're going to have to eliminate sugar, carbs, and beer from our diet forever? No, that doesn't mean that. It just means we're going to be mindful of what we're eating, and we're going to, exercise moderation. Are you going to have to take a bunch of stupid supplements and other snake oil remedies? No, absolutely not. This isn't the place for that. I'm not selling you any junk or fish oil pills or, whatever magic, pills or a protein powder or something like that. I don't take that stuff. I don't believe in that stuff. And if you want to do it, fine. It's not worth your time or money. All right. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do a couple things. One, we're going to eat at home, and we're going to, try to eat more of our meals at home, and also making sure that our meals are balanced meals. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what balanced meals means, but I want to talk first about eating more at home. If you're a father with a full-time job, and you're trying to balance it all, there's a good chance that you're super pressed for time, and you're not going to have a lot of time to sit there and, make all of your meals. There's a good chance that, before this whole COVID pandemic, that you were buying your lunch often while at work, and maybe ordering takeout a bunch every single night with your family, right? there's a good chance of that. So we're going to shift that a tiny drop to just, starting to make more of our meals at home. And when we do that, even if we order what we think are like healthy foods out for lunch, we still aren't in complete control of what we're ingesting and how much we're ingesting. So what I mean by that is we don't know for sure how much dressing, even if you order a salad, how much dressing the cook or the chef is preparing that salad with, right? They might put a half a cup of oil in your salad, right? Which is a lot of fat and all that stuff. It might be delicious, but whereas at home you might just be a little bit more mindful and just drizzle your salad and not drench it, right? Or maybe, if you order a sandwich, they douse it with mayo or butter or something that you just maybe wouldn't use if you were at home, right? So once you start to eat at home, an interesting thing happens where you just become a little bit more mindful of what you're eating, right? So a turkey sandwich is just that. It's a couple slices of turkey, some cheese, maybe some mayo on a slice of bread with some lettuce, tomatoes. Boom, there you go. Maybe 500 calories at most. You have a fruit, some water, and you're great, and you're good to go, right? Same thing with breakfast. You're home, you cook some eggs, whip up some oatmeal or something like that. You know exactly what's in it. You could add maple syrup. I'm not saying don't have sugar. You could add sugar to your coffee. I'm not saying that, or cream or whatever. I'm not telling you not to do those things, but you're in total control of those things as opposed to depending on somebody else and not knowing for sure what they're putting inside of you, right? Similarly, if you're home making oatmeal or rice or something like that, you're probably taking up a cup of it onto your plate, right? Whereas when you order out, if you're having a burrito, you don't know exactly how much rice they're putting in. They're loading that thing with rice. And of course, you're a normal person. You're going to eat the entire burrito because it's freaking delicious, right? But again, that's the difference of maybe having like a 1,200 calorie burrito out versus maybe something that if you made at home would come out to like 700 calories and a little bit more sensible. Okay, so now that we're convinced that we should make more of our meals at home and snack at home, what exactly do we eat? We're not doing any fad diets. We're not cutting anything out of our diets. We're not limiting how much time we eat. We're not timing our carbs. Oh my God, it's 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to eat. When was the last time I ate? No, none of that. That's all nonsense. But what we are going to do is we're going to make sure that our meals are balanced. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that every time you eat, whether it's a full meal or a snack, that you're balancing it with proteins, fats, and carbs. And the reason why we want to make sure that we're balancing our meals with proteins, fats, and carbs is because we want to maintain a hormonal balance and homeostasis. Because when we have too many carbs, when we overindulge on carbs, we send our blood sugar spiking high, and then that causes our body to store fat, and it sends your body into overdrive and you end up craving more sugar and stuff like that. Similarly, when you skip meals and you go in a calorie deficit because you think you're going to lose some more weight, your blood sugar spikes, and that also causes you to increase your cravings, and your blood sugar drops, your hormones are down, and you get tired and lethargic, and you ultimately slow down your metabolism. So you want to make sure that you're eating pretty consistently, maybe every 3 to 4 hours, balanced meal or balanced diet of proteins, fats, and carbs. Now, what do I mean by proteins, fats, and carbs? Well, most of you guys probably already know, but when I'm talking about proteins, we're talking about, chicken, eggs, tofu, seitan, a protein shake, anything like that, right? When we're talking about fats, we're talking about, nuts, almonds, olive oil, avocados, peanut butter, almond butter, things along those lines. I would even throw cheese in there. And then when we're talking about carbs, we're talking about rice, bread, sugar, fruit, and things along those lines. We're not going to include veggies and stuff like that. You could seriously eat as much spinach and lettuce and tomatoes as you want, cucumbers as you want. Those are really, really negligible calories, and I wouldn't even worry about that. You should still eat those things, but when you're making your food, I wouldn't worry about am I putting too many carbs because I'm adding a lot of cucumbers? No, screw that. Carbs, seriously, there's vegetables, there's seriously no wrong amount of vegetables that you could eat. No wrong amount of salad that you could eat. No wrong amount of cucumbers, tomatoes, and all that stuff. Okay, so protein, fats, and carbs. Quick example is for breakfast, you might have 2 whole eggs. Now the 2 whole eggs are largely protein, but the yolks are also fat. So there you have your protein and your fat right there if you have some 2 whole eggs. Then maybe a dry cup of oatmeal that you microwave with 2 cups of water. Boom, you put it in the microwave. There's your carbs, right? You have essentially 5 ounces of oatmeal. You could add some, some whatever you want to sweeten it or to make it taste better, some cinnamon, some blueberries, right? So there's your carbs right there. And then if you want some blueberries on the side or maybe an apple or something for some additional carbs or sweetness, there you go. So 2 whole eggs with some oatmeal would be perfect. Or if you're going egg whites, there's your protein, right? Maybe you have egg whites, 3, 4, 5 egg whites, the same cup of oatmeal. And then for fat, you would add a handful of almonds, or maybe you want some avocado on your oatmeal, which is, tasty. Or maybe you want just a big spoon of peanut butter because that's what you crave. All right, so that would be a perfect meal right there. Some egg whites, some oatmeal, and like a big spoon of peanut butter or avocado or something like that. For dinner, it's gonna look a little different. Maybe you have grilled chicken with some broccoli, some almonds, or some grilled chicken with broccoli and olive oil, right? And again, you could throw a cup of rice and stuff like that for your carbs, all right? This is simple. This is, the real simple breaking it down to protein, fats, and carbs. When you started to get into like some more complicated recipes, like a casserole, or, you want to make this cool thing that you saw, I'm not going to sit there and tell you to break up and play the mental Tetris of like how many proteins, how many carbs. Just make sure it's balanced. Don't go crazy. And this, make sure that you're doing this for most of your meals, okay? Like I said, if one night you guys order out, who cares? Eat it, enjoy, have fun. But then, for breakfast and lunch, try to make that balance, protein, fats, and carbs, protein, fats, and carbs. This goes for snacks as well. When you have a snack, it's so easy to just, grab a handful of almonds and just be gone, right? But it's not balanced, it's just a bunch of fat there. So instead, maybe grab a string cheese, right? Like one of those string cheese sticks, which is some protein and fats, maybe a handful of almonds, and then an apple for your carbs, right? So you're keeping your body and your hormones level, you're keeping your blood sugar level, and you're keeping your body satiated and happy. Which brings us to starting small, okay? I'm not gonna tell you to do this 5 times a day for 3 meals and 2 snacks. Make sure you're stressing out your whole family and your wife, and everybody has to eat proteins, fats, and carbs and all that stuff. Or you're telling your wife when she makes you food, like, no, I'm not eating this, it's not balanced. Don't be crazy. Start small. Start by choosing 1 meal a day that you're going to commit to do this. I might start with breakfast, which brings us to your homework for today. Your homework for today is to start small. Choose 1 meal over the next 24 hours that you're going to be super intentional about to make sure that it's a balance of proteins, fats, and carbs. Okay? Now, your other meals in the next 24 hours might also be balanced just by default, right? Because most meals sort of are. But I want you to really intentionally make sure that you're balancing your meal. Maybe start with breakfast of proteins, fats, and carbs, 2 eggs, a cup of oatmeal, some blueberries, some almonds, or a spoon of peanut butter, something like that. All right, I've also included a free template down below with a breakdown of the proteins, fats, and carbs and some of the different food options for each category. Now you can go there and mix and match, but don't overthink it, don't stress yourself out. And just make sure that you're choosing 1 meal over the next 24 hours to intentionally make balance. All right, congratulations on getting through day 2. I'm super proud of you for getting through day 1 and day 2. And tomorrow we're gonna check back in about one of the most other challenging pillars of fitness for dads, and that's sleep. All right, so if you haven't already checked into the private Facebook community, please go ahead and head over there now and let us know, how are you doing so far? How's day 1 going for you? How's day 2 going for you? Were there any issues that you deal with? Any troubleshooting that you need help with? I'd love to hear from you there, and I'd love to check in with you and help you out on anything that you're struggling with right now. So get over there, introduce yourself, and until tomorrow, get after it and fight the dad bod, guys.